this will show you what happens with a British Leyland engine. See, long stud British Leyland engine. See the head stud? See this head bolt? Head bolt. See the corrosion in there? See all the crap built up around the bores? You think that was bad? This side, I have absolutely been struggling with. I will turn off the old hooveration, but can you see just the extent of the corrosion? That is, this I dug out. These were solid. I dug these out with a bit of bloody welding wire. Look. And look, you can still see they're solid. So you're going to tell me that you got water circulation there? I mean, there is no water circulation. This is horrendous, and these will have to come out. So for all the people who put their engines in their cars, I think probably somebody should have told you this. You need to clean your cold plugs out before you put the engine in, because if you don't, these back cylinders number 1, 2 and 3 will overheat, because this is where all the crap gets wedged up. Now, in my own experience of the British Leyland engine, some of them were good, some of them were abysmal. I've had more problem with the front cylinders, with the studs snapping, rusting off on the left hand side. If you break one of these, if you're trying to get this head off, which I will be doing, you are then going to have to try and get that out. And the only way you can get out for some underneath means it's just a nightmare. You're better off possibly to hope it snaps off down here, and then tap the thread, helicoil it, and put a short stud in, which is usually what happens. A couple of military engines I took apart have had that already done, so I don't want to get that deep into it. I just want to get this thing to run. I realised straight away because I've done enough of them now, the core plugs are cheap, so, and it takes no time to do. I didn't know this was as bad as it is, but then it's been stood for a while. You look at the top, you think, oh, this looks clean enough. Yeah, the water galleries look clean. Looks all right. You know, this is rich as buggery, but yeah, it looks all right. No, it ain't all right. It's horrendous. So I should take off the plate. Now I have the actual gasket for the plate, so I can remove the old plate. And there's a very good luck that I probably will. But I worry about snapping those studs. Now that's just the selfish side of me. Says that if I snap those studs off, I've got to drill out and mess with it, which I don't want to do. So I think at the minute, what I'm going to say to you guys is, I'm just going to rip out the rest of these core plugs, and I'm going to have a look and see how bad it is, because this side was absolutely solid, but the other side, other than really bad surface rust, you can see. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that in there, guys? Can you see how bad that is? That's how bad it is on your engine, if your engine isn't flushed out. And then these studs get thinner and thinner because they corrode, and then they snap off. And that's what lets your head go, and then your head gasket goes. My most dangerous ones always been these front ones. I don't know why. I've had more problem with these front ones snapping than I've ever had with the back ones. But on this particular bloody engine, it's all the back ones are horrendous. So I'm going to sort of say, I'm going to hit them all out. I'm going to hoover the hell out of the block. I'm going to work my wire into there, and I may well try some sort of, I don't know, radiator cleaner with, but I've got to put the studs back and do that, otherwise it's just going to fly out. So maybe I should jet wash it, I don't know. Get it done. So if you look at the amount of crap in there around that stud, that means those water jackets are absolutely solid. They are absolutely solid. These were solid when I took them out. Now I could do one live on camera. Should we try one live on camera and see what happens, guys? Come on then. Let's do it. Let's have a look. Let's go down and have a look. Right, so put in the old stuff on chisel there. Because it didn't want to go through. The reason it wanted to go through is a very good reason. It's because, just look at that. Can you see that? That's what they're like. They're solid. They are solid with crap. There is no way that the water's going to flow through that, is it? And there's only one left there, and one a Vercom one. So that's, every one of those was like this. Now, I'm going to start the hoover up, because I know you guys aren't really listening. If you do, I'm probably sure someone else has done this before me. Obviously I'm going to get it because I know I don't want to put this thing together, have it just overheat, because I don't know when I'll be here. So, put that there, look. Good old Henry. Yeah, look. Can you see how solid that is? And look, guys. That's round the stud. I know, look. I've got to try and get this cut on the camera and do it. But look, let me turn the camera. That's the head bolt there, look. So that's all the crap that's built up in your block. Now, I don't know, to be honest, how successful, because you can see the sheer amount of crap. Can you see this? Can you see the amount of corrosion? Look, that's just a welding wire. That's just a welding wire. Push it down into the block. Look, ready? Alright. Again. There you go, guys. You think your 4.2 engine hasn't got any issues, eh? So when you're complaining about your rebuild costing you a lot of money, that's because some idiot is having to do what I'm doing. Well, they don't actually do that. They just take all the core plugs out and put it in one of them steam baths. Unfortunately, I ain't got a steam bath and I ain't taking the engine apart, so I'm just doing it because I can keep going with a bit of water on for a lot of time. And the only thing I would say is, you will notice when you're doing this, if these studs have gone really small. And if the studs have gone really, really small, and then, like you can see, this one is starting, that one's on its way, that one ain't great. Now look, as we come to the front of the engine, there's less. I can't undo this without heating the end block up. This is solid. But look, as you come to the front of the engine, that one, well look, that one's alright. So most people would imagine, well, that's okay then. They're not leaking, so they've got to be okay. So what they would do is they would assume that unless there was a problem, they wouldn't take it out. But you see, that front one is how it should be, like the idea of factory. That one, as you can see, is not as corroded as the one we took out, or this one, or this one. So the further back you came, the more corrosion you have. So what I will say to anybody who's doing one of these engines, or who's put one in a car, who hasn't actually bothered to check whether the water galleries are things, core plugs cost nothing. They take 2 seconds and a bit of weld to put in, or a bit of soap. I always use soap anyway. But what I will say is, if you don't do them, there's no way that the water's going to circulate around that engine, so you're going to lead to overheat. I mean, you can see here how rusty that is in there. I've not been around this side with the old like the Hoover yet, so that's blocked. I know I can see that from nothing. That's blocked, that's blocked, that's blocked. But the front, you see, as you come forward, looks good. So when you got your water pump on there, look, you'll see it's brilliant. There's no problem. I can see down there. Look, my oil gallery looks great. My water gallery looks great. Oil gallery. Yeah, unfortunately it isn't. So, as I said before, guys, I mean, this is, my videos aren't necessarily always about telling you what to do or how to do it, because there's plenty of people doing that. My gallery is about what I'm doing in this shed with my crap. Now, I will say, guys, that if you want to do this sort of crap, then what you need to realise is you can do it on the cheap, but you've got to do it on the cheap. You can't keep throwing money at this stuff, because the world's changed. You know, we got COVID, we got all these things. Do it as cheap as you can, because the cheap bits are what you can do with nothing. Get that water flowing through that bloody block, and find that head gasket ain't gone, you'll be fine. If the head gasket's gone, you've got to hope them studs unscrew. If they unscrew, composite head gasket, bang the head on, jobs are good, that's it. So, as I said, guys, I will blow the airline through there and I will show you possibly how much crap comes out. But that stud is nasty. But you see, I think they might undo. This one here, as you can see, I mean, like people say, like, right, you're out of control now, right, get on. Look, can you see how much crap was built around here? But this is solid. This is pure bloody rust. There is nothing in there other than pure bloody rust. On that particular one, it's rust. On the front one, however, it's not bad. So, here's the front one. Looks alright. It's blocked between the suns, I'm bloody sure. That one. That one. Yeah, that one. Well, they're looking better, but they are still bloody coated. And up there, here, and that behind that plane, it is absolutely horrendous. And that's why you pay £5,000 to have your engine rebuilt, because there's an awful lot of work involved. And them core plugs are quite new, as you can see. They're not that old, they're not that rusty. They're not old, look at them. They're not thin, they haven't gone through. They're actually very, very good condition, which means that corrosion has built up by the engine just sitting and not being used. With no water, maybe humidity, condensation, and then you've just got the rust that's done it. And then that rust corrodes the studs, and then the studs let go, the head gasket goes, and you've got a world of crap going. So what I'm going to say, guys, is I hope you got some of that. If you didn't, then don't worry about it. If you did, then just know one thing. If your engine's out on the floor and you're doing a budget rebuild on the budget, stretch your budget with some core plugs, stretch your budget to a little bit of welding wire, stretch your budget to a Henry Hoover, and stretch your budget to clean out your water galleries. Because if you clean your water galleries out, it's a very good likelihood that your engine's going to last long enough for you to drive it down the road once at least. Okay? Some people buy a 2+2 because it's the cheapest E-Type you can get, and it's the least valuable E-Type. So as lots of comments have said, why are you wasting your time fixing that? You could go and buy one. So my only reason for doing this is, one, because I can, and two, because I want to. So I'm going to keep at it. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, right? I'm going to get it done. Everyone says they're so expensive, but they're not expensive. They're not expensive if you can do the work. What's expensive is if you've got to pay someone to do this work. If you've got to pay someone to put that head on, and you've got to pay someone to do that engine and put that bottom end in there, and do the timing chains and the tensions, put the cams in, then yeah, yeah, I'd want £5,000, £6,000, and that's what most people say they want to charge. Yeah, the engine comes back painted and all the bits are polished. I could do that. I can polish it. What I feel really sad for is all the people who spend all that money on an engine they could have done themselves, because that is the most simplest bloody engine you could ever come across. I think the only thing I don't like about it is the brass gear for the speedometer, for the distributor drive to the oil pump. That's the only thing I don't like, because that is so finicky to do. The rest of it, a bloody 2-year-old could do it, or maybe a 7-year-old. If I've got an 8-year-old grandson who lives with me, I might on the next one get him to come out and help me, and I'll show you how an 8-year-old could put the head on one of these engines, do the timing chains, do the cams, and put it together, because I don't think they're that bad. And I think that the sad thing about this is most people give somebody, I know people who spent £8,500 having an engine rebuilt, and I look at that and I cannot understand how they can spend £8,500. I just don't know where the £8,500 came in. What was so difficult to do? I mean, to me it's just insanity. But hey, this is welcome to Jaguar's world. Welcome to the world of E-Type ownership. It's called rip-off land, and unfortunately there's a lot of people out there again TikTok like kippers. Anyway, so I'm going to shut you off there, guys. I've dribbled on long enough. Like and subscribe. by the way, if you do like and subscribe, if you want to watch the videos, keep watching. If you like the videos, what I will say to you is, I don't know, I don't get the comments. I get the comments going, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I want some comments telling me what you want to see. If you want to see me do something, then I'll do it.